What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. So I just wanted to touch base with y'all because I have a bone to pick. Okay, so why come nobody told me about the OPAT? How about I thought I was done taking tests, and then my recruiter calls me and he's like, but Summer, you got to take the OPAT. And I'm like, bro, what's the OPAT? So
Order the three. Hard work, ready to go and earn my pay. Hard work, work. Put boots on and lace them up.
So the OPAT is the Occupational Physical Assessment Test. So basically, depending on your MOS, you may have to take another freaking test after MEPS. Like, who knew? I did it. So when my recruiter called me, I have to say, like, at first I was a little shook because I'm like, damn, did I choose the wrong MOS? Like, I'm thinking after MEPS, and I swear in like it was a done deal. It was not. So first day, I legitimately had an excuse. Like, I was running around all day. I had stuff to do afterwards. Then I was caught up. It just not a good day. So I rescheduled. I went in. I had to drop off my direct deposit form, and then I had to take this OPAT. Mind you, I have no fucking idea what this test is because I didn't even know it existed. So my recruiter is like, okay, there are 4 events. It's the standing long jump, seated power throw, a deadlift, and you have to do at least 36 shuttles. So a shuttle is basically, here's point A, here's point B, you got to run back and forth 36 times. So I'm like, okay, I can sprint, I can do this. So, alright, so we go into the room. I love to deadlift. So if you don't know, just know that I love deadlift. So I already knew I was going to knock that out. Go in, knock the deadlift out, feeling good, feeling confident. I was like, throw some more weights on there. You know what I mean? Like, I was like feeling pumped. My next event was the seated power throw. So basically, you're sitting down, and they give you a medicine ball, and then you kind of have like chicken arms, and you put your arm to your side. You're holding the medicine ball, and then you have to like shoot it out almost at like a 45-degree angle. So you're not shooting it like a basketball, you're not throwing it like a baseball, you're kind of like shooting it from your waist at like a 45-degree angle. Kill that. Like, score the highest level. I'm good. The deadlift, I'm good. So then the next one was like the standing long jump. So I'm like, okay, like, I'm pretty athletic. So the one thing you can't do with the standing long jump is you can't rock. You know what I mean? Like, you know, when you were little, you was like, you kind of rock back and forth, like, I'm about to jump, I'm going to do this. Well, you can't do that on the OPAT. So no rocking. You have to stand firm. You can bend your knees. Like, I'm sitting down, but you can bend your knees. You can't rock, though. You can't rock and like take off. You have to have, like, I think they're testing like your explosive physical ability, or like your explosive energy. They want to see, like, can you go from a standing position and explode, and how far can you go? Killed it. You know what I mean? That's what I do. I killed the standing long jump. No problem. Then we get to the shuttles. The shuttles, like I said, you're running back and forth. The thing about the test, the thing about the beeps. Okay, this is how the shuttles work. There are 2 cones spread 20 meters apart. So I'm telling you this so you can practice, and you can measure 20 meters and place cones, and you can practice this. The beep test is also on YouTube. I'm gonna put a link to that in my description. So the way that this test is administered is you start at 1 cone, and it'll go beep, beep, beep. That means start running at the first beep, and that's level 1. So level 1 is really, it's a light jog, but you seriously could just like fast walk. You don't even have to run. You're gonna feel compelled to run because you want to do your best. But if I had to make any type of recommendation, I would just be like, do a fast walk. You know what I mean? Like, power walk that joint. If you just feel like, okay, I want to show that I'm trying my best, light jog almost to a walk. You do not have to run in level 1. So the way that this works is you take off from the cone, you get to the other cone, and you wait for the beep. Like I said, you will have a few seconds from the time you take off from the first cone to the time that you get to the second cone to catch your breath. Level 1. Level 2 is definitely a light jog. Level 2 is not a power walk. I wouldn't recommend it. I would recommend a light jog on level 2. Level 3, you're picking it up. You know what I mean? Like, you're not going full speed, but you definitely are picking up the pace. Listen to me. You're picking up the pace. Do not power run on level 3, but pick up the pace. Whatever you're doing in level 2 to get back and forth, pick it up. Levels 4 and 5, which are the minimum that I had to do was level 5.4. Levels 4 and 5, you're turning and burning. So you're literally running from one cone to the next cone. You're going back. You're just going up, back, up, back, up. Do not wait for the beep because you're not going to have time. Not only will you not have time, this is what I learned. I failed the first time. I only did 17 shuttles out of 36. Like, I failed. And I failed for 2 reasons. The first reason I failed was I psyched myself out. I went in. I even told my recruiter, I was like, I suck at running. I can't run. It's like the weakest part of myself, and I don't know how I'm going to do on this. Well, when we got to the test, I failed it. I did 17 shuttles, and I was so defeated. And then the second thing that I did was I was expecting to catch my breath. You almost have to do this run. And 20 meters, 36 to 38 times is about a quarter mile, which isn't terrible. What makes this more challenging is that the beeps get tighter. As you increase levels, the beeps get tighter, which means you're running faster. So it's not like running a quarter mile at a steady pace. It's like you might start at a steady pace in the first 2 levels, and then you're picking up your pace, and you're picking up your pace, and you're picking up your pace. You know what I mean? And it's progressive. So I failed the first time. I failed because I told myself I wasn't good at it, and I wasn't. And I also was expecting mentally to have time to catch my breath. You have to go into this run not expecting to have time to catch your breath. For me, that did something. It was just like, I was like, damn, I don't have time to catch my breath. And then I was frustrated and I was breathing heavy. Oh, breathing. You will likely take the OPAT outside in a parking lot or on a track. The greatest tip that I have for running is breathe in your nose and out of your mouth. So you're going, control your breathing. The hairs in your nose helps to warm everything, the air, and filter the air as it's coming into your lungs and down your throat. If you're taking everything in through your mouth, that shit is irritating. It's cold. You can't breathe. So I definitely wouldn't recommend like breathing through your mouth. Some people, I guess if you've mastered that, then that's okay. But that's not something that worked for me. Like I had to breathe in my nose and out through my mouth, and that really worked. So I would definitely recommend that. Okay, so that's breathing. So you want to turn and burn on levels 4 and 5. Control your breathing and go in not defeated. Do not go into the OPAT saying, I suck at deadlifts. I suck at throwing, or, you know, some people can't throw a ball. Some people really struggle. I played softball for a significant part of my life. So all of the other events, you know, it was nothing to me. It was like muscle memory. It was easy. It was fine. Running though, I am no longer saying that I suck at running. I'm no longer saying that I have difficulty with it. I can do it. So we get back to the office, and you know, I'm pissed off because 1, I didn't know I had to take this test, and 2, I just fucking failed it. And if you don't pass the OPAT for your MOS, either they're going to renegotiate your contract, or you just, I mean, and or you just won't ship. Like, you have to pass your occupational physical assessment. Who knew? Not me. So we get back to the office. I am so sad, and I'm sitting there, and my recruiter is like, you did okay, you did great, with the exception of the shuttles. He was like, you really kind of psyched yourself out. You got in your head. He said, let's schedule you for next Monday. Come back into the office, and we'll knock this out. It'll give you time to practice or whatever. So I'm thinking, awesome. This is great. I have 5 days to get this together. I get home, and 30 minutes later, I get a call from my recruiter, and he's like, Sergeant Punisher wants you in the office tomorrow. I'm like, what? Sergeant who? So there's a sergeant in my particular office that I call Sergeant Punisher. He looks like he can kill you multiple times in 10 seconds before you hit the ground. Like, he just looks deadly. He looks deadly. And he's infantry, and he's been deployed, and he has all these types of certifications and shit. Like, he is intimidating as fuck. So they were like, yeah, Sergeant Punisher wants to see you in his office. How the fuck am I supposed to go from 17 shuttles to 36 shuttles in one day? When you talk about fear. So, alright. All that day, I was thinking about this test. Like, I can't believe that I have to come back in the next day to do 36 shuttles. So what I did was stress. I stressed out. I didn't practice. I was like, what the fuck am I going to practice for? Like, I literally just took this test and I failed it. So next day comes, I am sitting in my recruiter's office shitting bricks, because I'm like, first of all, I'm with Sergeant Punisher. He makes me nervous, just his presence. And then in my mind, I'm like, I only ran 17 shuttles. So, like, what the fuck am I going to do? So Sergeant Punisher, he's sitting next to me, and he's like, Summer, do you want to pass this test? Can you pass this test? So I'm thinking, if I say no, he's probably going to get up and walk out of the room. So, do you want to pass this test? And I say yes. He was like, can you pass this test? And I'm thinking to myself, hell yeah, I could pass this test. Like, what the fuck am I, like, tripping over? So he was like, all right, let's go. We get out there. I just loved his energy. Like, he was like, first of all, I don't know. He was just like, we're going to make this shit happen. Like, you're not coming back to the office until you pass. He set up the cones like the other recruiter did. And I knocked that shit out. Like, I did 38 shuttles. I only had to do 36. And I did 38. All because of Sergeant Punisher. Nah, it's because I didn't psych myself out. And I told myself, like, I answer his question. So, I think what I'm saying and not saying is that there's power in your words. I don't want to get all deep and spiritual on my subscribers, but what I will say is, as a man thinketh, so is he. As you think, so you are. If you say, I'm a low down dirty scoundrel, and that's all you think of yourself, you're gonna grow up to be a low down fucking dirty scoundrel. If you think to yourself, I'm great, I'm powerful, I'm strong, I'm beautiful. Like, if you tell yourself those things, you will believe those things. If not, when you say it, eventually, if you do it repetitively over and over again, I'm beautiful, I'm powerful, I'm strong, I got this, yes, I can do this, yes, I can pass this test. 2 people taking the ASVAB, yes, I can pass the ASVAB. And not only will I pass it, I will do extremely well. Yes, I can pass the OPAT. Yes, I can make it through basic training. Like, you have to tell yourself that you can do it. This whole process for me has been me telling myself, Summer, you can do this shit. Like, you can do it. It doesn't matter how old you are. Like, you can do it. And so I felt so incredibly powerful and excited and strong after I passed that test, and it was just like I can't be going into basic training in a better mental space. Having done that said, this was just the tip of the iceberg. Like, you have no idea, like, the heights of your potential, and you're only scratching the surface. I can't wait to go to fucking basic. I'm gonna kill that shit. And you are too! Ah!